The Seattle Mariners have acquired first baseman Josh Naylor from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's talk about it. I'm sure you guys can tell I am extremely excited about this move. Jess Passan had literally just posted on X that left-handed Brandon Garcia and right-hander Ashton Izzy are headed back to the Arizona Diamondbacks from the Seattle Mariners for first baseman Josh Naylor. That is the entire trade. Sorry, I'm a little more amped than usual because I did just walk in the door and literally just took a random peek at my phone and I got an ESPN notification saying that the Mariners just made this trade. And right off the get-go, I am extremely excited that they just made this trade. They just instantly made their offensive lineup that much better. And to be honest, once you look at who they really gave up in return, the number 13 prospect in Garcia and then the number 16 prospect in Izzy, we really cannot be that mad. And to be honest, I could argue that this is a Seattle Mariners fleece. Poor Garcia literally just made his MLB debut the other day in a Mariners uniform where it did not go that well for him, but I do wish both of them luck, of course, in the Diamondbacks organization. But at the end of the day, this just made the Mariners that much better, and this is only the start of the trade deadline. So just besides the most obvious fact that Josh Naylor is a very, very good professional baseball player, there are a few other things that just allow this deal to stand out in my eyes. First thing being is that Josh Naylor is a massive competitor, and to be honest, the Seattle Mariners have a very well camaraderie team, but at the end of the day, they do not have really that fiery guy that is somebody like a Josh Naylor. I'm sure you guys have seen the memes and the things that he's done in the playoffs, and just the energy that he brings to the baseball field is something that the Mariners, in my personal opinion, have lacked for a long time, and this is the guy that can come in and really change all of that. Now, another massive reason why this is a huge acquisition for the Seattle Mariners is at the end of the year, yes, he is a rental for these next 2.5 months, but at the end of the day, he is only 28 years old and they have the possibility to extend him. Now, for those two reasons alone, this is a very, very good trade for the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to talk a little bit about his stats this season. While his power numbers may be a little bit down, but I did want to go into a little bit of his playoff statistics since praying that the Seattle Mariners can make the playoffs in 2025, and hopefully he is the guy that can help propel them there, is that his numbers in the playoffs are very solid. He has a .256 average in the playoffs, where he's only struck out 16 times, has 11 RBIs, 2 home runs, 6 doubles, and basically, to give you a more specific number, he is 20 for 78. He has 19 total games in the postseason, which is pretty dang good and adds a lot of experience to this Mariners roster that does not have a lot of playoff experience. Again, hoping that they make it there this year in 2025. But anyway, to go over a little bit of his numbers in the 2025 season, the one thing to notice about Josh Naylor this year compared to the year prior is that his batting average is up a lot, but he has sacrificed a lot of that power for a higher batting average. So last year, he hit 31 home runs in a Guardians uniform, while this year he only has 11. But also in 2024, he did hit 243, while this year he is hitting 292. And he does have a higher WRC plus this year at a 123 compared to his 119 last year. Now, the one thing that Josh Naylor is going to absolutely help this offense with, which as we know has been better this year compared to the last year in terms of their strikeout rate, but Josh Naylor throughout his entire career has had a very low strikeout rate, and this year is actually one of his lowest at a 12.4% K rate, as well as matching that with a 9.4% walk rate. And really the biggest thing about Josh Naylor is he is a run producer. He has driven in 59 RBIs this year, even though again his power numbers are lower, he is still driving in a ton of runs, and he drove in 108 RBIs the year prior. So overall, I give this trade a friggin' 10 out of 10, only having to give up 2 prospects in this deal. Yes, it is a rental, but they do have the possibility to extend him in this coming off season. And at the end of the day, there's a lot more positives to this too, is because one, it is still very, very fresh, and the trade deadline is still not for another week. And this is really arguably the biggest move so far before the trade deadline. I wouldn't consider Adam Frazier going to the Royals any kind of big deal, but this is definitely the biggest deal so far, and this gives them a lot more leeway to go out and make some even more moves, whether it is Gino or whoever it may be, to fill possibly that hole at third base. But all I have to say is that first base hole is no longer a hole. Sorry, I am a little all over the place because I was not expecting to see this on my phone tonight. And like I said, I literally just walked through the door, but I am extremely excited for Josh Naylor to be a Seattle Mariner. I think he's going to bring so many different things to this team, not just from a playing baseball standpoint, from his energy that he seems to bring into the clubhouses that he's a part of. So overall, absolutely great deal from the Mariners organization. And again, you still have all of your top 10 prospects that you can use to bring in really whoever you want. But so we will see what the Mariners end up deciding to do, but this is a heck of a start, and hopefully the Mariners could just continue to get better. But otherwise, let me know down in the comments what your guys' opinion on this trade is. I think it is absolutely fantastic. But otherwise, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.